to my favorite people. I love sitting here and talking with you, and I'm so excited because this is episode 2 of how to transition into intuitive eating. Yeah. Before you watch this, please make sure that you have seen the first episode. I'm making this a series because, like I said in my last video, transitioning into intuitive eating is not just a short 5-step program. There's not one way to do it, and it is one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life, and it took a really long time. So I want to really pay attention to this topic for you guys and explain it in genuine, detailed ways. And the first episode focuses a lot on the most important aspects of transitioning into intuitive eating. So please watch that first and then check in to this one. Even though you've kind of already checked in here, you can check out and check back in. Before we start, I have to say, guys, if you are really struggling to stop tracking your food, if you can just not separate from MyFitnessPal, if you can't even stop calculating in your brain, don't worry. Don't shame yourself. Don't wish you were progressing faster than you are, because you're trying your best. I mean, you're watching this video and you want to stop tracking your food. That is good enough. You want a better life for yourself and you're doing it. You're going and getting it. It just takes a while. It took so long for me to transition out of tracking and needing to track and needing to know every single gram of carbs, fats, and proteins I was eating. Seriously. And even to this day, I still do calculate what I'm eating. You guys know, you look at anything, you can predict how many grams of whatever it is, okay? So that is not going to change, but don't worry about that, because intuitive eating isn't just, oh, I'm gonna eat when I'm hungry and stop when I'm full. It's also repairing your relationship with food and incorporating freedom and flexibility in your life all over again. Because once I stepped into if it's your macros, I was trapped in it. If I didn't hit the macros to a T, I would just be a wreck. I would freak out and think I was gonna turn into a 500-pound obese woman. No, seriously, I thought about that. Here are some tips and ideas for how to genuinely make progress into starting intuitive eating, how to really make that very difficult transition. They're all gonna be very slow. They're gonna be very oriented around being patient and compassionate with ourselves. That is the most important part. You will probably want to still track every day, and you may still go in and track every day. But if every single day you're hoping to not, and you're making those steps to be more flexible, that is good enough. That is more than enough. You're killing it. The first thing that I did, my therapist and I decided to not track for 1 day per week. I also discussed this with my dietitian that I was working with at the time. So this was my senior year of college, and I wasn't brave enough to share that with you guys or on Instagram or anything, because I just was obviously really struggling and I didn't know how to own up to the fact that I was struggling, deal with it myself. So I'm really glad I can share it now. So we decided that I would do 1 day a week, no tracking at all. That was so difficult. On that 1 day, I think I chose Saturdays to not track. I would just go into MyFitnessPal and start entering and see what I was doing. And that's okay. See, that's what I want to tell you. If you're making the effort not to, but you still kind of fall into that pattern, do not get upset with yourself. That's the first thing I would try. Choose 1 day a week that you will not track at all. And if you really cannot do that, choose 1 meal per week. Of all the meals that you eat in 1 day, don't track that one. The next thing that I also incorporated when I first started trying to transition out of this controlling, intense behavior of tracking everything I ate, and I also never went out to eat. I was terrified. So my goal was to eat out once a week, and I was dating someone at the time. It was a long-term relationship, and he was really helping me with this because we'd been together for so long. He saw how much I was struggling. So we would go out and have 1 meal a week out where I couldn't track it. That was terrifying, so scary. I just want to express that. I want you to understand, I know how scary and terrifying it is, and it's important for you to be okay with that and know that it's okay to be scared and hate it and be having so much anxiety before, during, after the meal. It's gonna happen. But every time you do it, it gets less and less scary. So don't expect for yourself not to be scared and have no anxiety. That will happen, and that's okay. So we've already tried to choose 1 day a week that you're not gonna track. If you really can't do that, 1 meal or a few meals that you will not track. and try to eat out once a week. A fourth thing that I think that I should have done, really should have done early on, but I was way too terrified to do. If you are a brave soul, this I think would be the most beneficial. Showed me so much about myself and my body and would have diminished so many fears and anxieties about how much I was eating. So my fourth idea and tip for you guys is eat intuitively, but let yourself track it. I know we're trying to get away from tracking, but this will help show you how much your body can actually eat and handle. That'll prove to you that you don't need to be so scared about eating more. This will really just make you not that scared. Trust me. So eat however you want, when you want, and then track it after. And what does this look like? Maybe writing down on a piece of paper. Don't use MyFitnessPal yet. Don't use a macronutrient calculator type of application yet. Basically, you're just gonna eat whatever you want when you're hungry, and you write it all down on a paper for the whole day, and then you allow yourself to enter it into MyFitnessPal. But the one thing that is gonna definitely affect the accuracy of that and diminishing all those fears is I tended to very much restrict if I wasn't allowed to track for a day. So on that Saturday that I chose to not track, I would be like, oh, I really have to control what I'm eating because I don't know how much I'm eating. I can't enter it in, so I really don't want to go over. So try your hardest not to restrict. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this helped, and I'm here with you on your journey, and I want you to know that it is okay to struggle. It is very difficult to stop tracking. It's very difficult to separate from MyFitnessPal, but these beginning steps I think will really help. Let me know in the comments below what you think you're gonna try to do, what you have already tried, if these tips don't really seem like they're gonna work for you. I want to help you on this, and we're gonna do this together, so please give me your feedback and let me know what you think and how you think it's gonna affect you. It's really important for me because I make this for you. If you also know that someone is struggling with this, please share this with them. You can share it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, recommend my YouTube video to someone, even in just real life, because I do also share this on Facebook. I don't just do YouTube and Instagram. I share this with people that I know who don't use social media, and sometimes they'll, not even sometimes, very often they'll message me, or if I run into them in real life, they say, hey, I watched your video and I realized that I was really struggling with all this stuff, and thank you so much for like putting it out there because I didn't even know this kind of content existed. The fitness Instagram world is kind of, even though it's huge to us, a lot of people don't know about these resources, and I love that I can focus on the mental health portions and really how to dig deep, hardcore into what the real issues are and how to genuinely help you find a freer and more flexible life. Thank you guys so much. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it at all. It really helps me know if it's helping you, and I know what content you guys want from me. Drop a comment below. Like I said, please let me know how you're doing and what you're thinking about these tips that I gave you, and please subscribe so you can see episode 3 of this transitioning into intuitive eating. Like I said, this is going to be a series. I don't think that there's any chance of this being like a short type of video at all. I think this is gonna go on for a long time, and I want this to be a project between the two of us because if you give me feedback, I will continue to talk about this. So this might be like 20 episodes or more. I'm kind of excited. Are you? You can be a part of it. Yeah. All right. Love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
I'ma change your life, I'ma change it. I'ma change your life. I'ma change your life, I'ma change it. I'ma change your life.